Hi there! Today I'm going to show you how to fill out this lovely calligraphy drill sheet, which I made in recognition of Valentine's Day, but of course you can fill it out anytime. You can use any pen to fill it out, an oblique, straight, any nib. I'm going to alternate using the oblique and the straight pen today so you can see what each of these looks like. Now, if you're tuning in from YouTube, you can find a link to download this printable for free in the video description. And if you're on the TPK blog, of course, the link to download this is in the blog post. So let's start with this take heart drill. If you look here on the left, this is what the finished drill should look like. On the right here, you'll see a little heart that's outlined in black. That denotes that this is where you start. And then these arrows show you which direction to go. Then in number 3 here, you trace over the dotted lines. So that's assisted practice. I'll do that, and I'm going to speed the video up so you don't have to watch it for a long time. Okay, I hope you noticed how I rotated my paper back and forth as I made this drill, and also of course when I had a downstroke, so when I pulled my pen down, I applied pressure to the nib, which resulted in a wider stroke, and then on the upstrokes, those are thin strokes. So at this point then, you fill out this number 4 box on your own. And just do the best you can. You can see that I'm the one that made the drill sheet, and I even messed up a little bit on this drill. So just be forgiving, and remember that you're working with your pen. That's the point. We're practicing. Practice doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so for the rest of the drill sheet, I'm going to show you how to fill out the drill on this dotted part. I won't make you sit through and watch me fill out boxes 4 and 5. I just want you to have an idea of how to form each of these. Again, you can see that I'd start right here because this is where the heart is. And while I'm writing, I want to take the opportunity to remind you to keep a piece of padding paper under the paper that you're writing on. I have my piece right here. That just ensures that your nib has a nice spring to it, that it's not interacting with your hard surface underneath. All right, so for this rose one, we won't be doing a whole lot of pressure variation. Really, it's just drawing little circles, semicircles, I suppose, wobbly semicircles. The point of this one isn't so much to work on your stroke variation, it's just to work on your handle of the pen. And I can guarantee that when you fill out boxes 4 and 5, your rose is not going to look exactly like this. And that is completely fine. The nice thing about this drill is it teaches you how to draw a rose. So really the concept is just start off with a couple of tiny circles on the inside, and then you just build larger wobbly semicircles around those circles. When you finish, you end up with this beautiful flower. So it's just building layers. Now if you wanted to incorporate this into a project, this rose, I would do that. I would draw it using Ziller Soot Black, I think it's called, Ziller Soot Black ink, which is a completely waterproof ink. So I'd draw it using that ink, and then I'd wait for it to dry for a couple hours, and then fill in the rose with watercolor. And that's how you make the rose. Now the Eiffel Tower, you have some stroke variation here, but you're going to have to be mindful of applying just a little bit of pressure on your nib on the downstrokes because these strokes are so tiny that if you apply a lot, your loop is just going to close up. So I'd start with the bottom here. And then I would go over here for number 2. Again, don't worry so much about the stroke variation on this one. This one is just kind of for fun and to help you practice handling your pen. And then for the 4th step, we just have a bunch of S's here. Now you might find it difficult to make this shape on your own in 4 and 5. So for 4, I drew an outline here that you can fill in, and then for 5 you can try it on your own. But like I said, it's kind of difficult, so don't be discouraged if you can't make something that looks exactly like this. And then for the XO drill, it's just you writing XO, XO over and over. When I originally drew this, I actually started with the middle here. You can see that heart is there. It doesn't really matter where you start. If you want to start on the top line like I just did, that's fine. Or you can start in the middle and then do the top and the bottom. This is one drill where you do want to be mindful of your thick downstrokes, and then these crosses on the X's are also downstrokes, but of course you're making those thin so you can maximize the stroke variation. That's one of the only times where we don't apply pressure on our downstrokes. And then you're going to end with this Cupid's bow. So start right here. And then move your pen to this area again. Make these 2 downstrokes. Rotate the paper. This is an upstroke. And then it continues on to make this heart, downstroke. And then we'll finish up with 4. And 5. All right, that's how you fill out this drill sheet. I hope that's clear. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Have fun and happy Valentine's Day.